Buying my Honda Ridgeline, why I traded my Toyota RAV4. After owning my Toyota RAV4 Hybrid for about a year and 9 months, I started thinking about replacing it. During that time, I had driven almost 78,000 miles. I also had a couple of small accidents, which lowered the value of the vehicle. So I began asking myself a simple question. What do I actually need from my next vehicle? Of course, everyone dreams about something exciting. A sports car, a luxury SUV, leather seats, panoramic sunroof, premium technology. But I always try to separate my wants from my real needs. Because of my handyman business, I realized I needed a pickup truck. I was constantly carrying tools, building materials, dirty equipment, and everything ended up inside the cabin of my SUV. No matter how careful you are, the smells, dust, and dirt stay inside the vehicle. So I wanted a separate cargo bed. I wasn't looking for a huge truck. I didn't need a heavy-duty pickup. I simply wanted something reliable, comfortable, and practical. My short list included Toyota Tacoma, Nissan Frontier, and eventually, Honda Ridgeline. Before visiting dealerships, I checked how much my RAV4 was worth. I used Carvana to get an online trade-in estimate. That number became my reference. My first stop was Toyota. Unfortunately, the dealership offered me almost $3,000 less than Carvana. Honestly, they didn't seem interested in earning my business. The attitude felt almost arrogant. That's something I want to tell anyone buying a car. Never feel like you have to buy from one dealership. You are the customer. You have choices. If the deal doesn't make sense, walk away. Next, I visited Nissan. I wanted to look at the Frontier. Unfortunately, they didn't have one available. A young saleswoman spent a lot of time trying to help me. When I was leaving, another salesman rushed over asking why I was walking out. At that moment, I realized something. Some dealerships actually care about losing customers. Others don't. And that's why it's important to stay patient and never make emotional decisions. Salespeople create urgency on purpose. This is the last one. Someone else is coming. You have to decide today. Most of the time, you don't. Eventually, I discovered the Honda Ridgeline. Before visiting the dealership, I spent hours reading reviews. People consistently praised its reliability. The truck shares many components with the Honda Pilot. It has a naturally aspirated 3.5-liter V6 engine and a very dependable automatic transmission. That sounded exactly like what I wanted. When I arrived at Honda, everything went much smoother. At first, they also tried to give me a lower trade-in value, but I showed them my Carvana offer. After a few trips back and forth to the manager, they matched it. That's another important lesson. Always come prepared. Know the value of your vehicle before you negotiate. I chose the Sport trim. It wasn't fully loaded, but it had everything I needed. Automatic windows, modern safety features, a comfortable interior, and most importantly, a pickup bed. Exactly what my business required. The financing office was exactly what I expected. They offered extended warranties, protection packages, and additional services. I politely declined everything. The finance manager wasn't too aggressive, which I appreciated. Within about an hour, all the paperwork was finished. My remaining Chase loan was paid off, and the financing moved to Honda Financial. Interest rates were high at the time, just over 8%. But by late 2023, that was already the new reality. Driving home in my new Ridgeline felt great. It was my first pickup truck. I immediately installed a soft tonneau cover over the bed and transferred all my tools into the back. For my business, it was exactly the right vehicle. About a year later, something unexpected happened. I was parked outside a customer's house when a neighbor backed into my truck. She admitted it happened. She even promised to pay for the repairs herself. At first, everything sounded reasonable. But when I received repair estimates between $4,500 and $5,300, her attitude completely changed. She suddenly claimed I had parked in the wrong place. That's when I learned another important lesson. Always call the police and document the accident. No matter what the other driver promises, people can change their minds very quickly. Fortunately, the accident was properly documented. Her insurance accepted responsibility and eventually paid for the repairs. During that repair process, I learned something surprising. One of the body shops told me my driver's door had already been repainted before I bought the truck. That means the vehicle had likely been damaged before delivery. It wasn't something I noticed when I bought it. Only after hearing that did I look closely and realize the paint on one door had a slightly different shade. So here's another lesson. Even a brand new vehicle may have had previous cosmetic repairs. It doesn't necessarily mean anything serious happened. Sometimes damage occurs during transportation or while moving vehicles around the dealership. Still, it's worth inspecting every new vehicle carefully before signing the paperwork. Overall, I'm very happy with my Honda Ridgeline. It turned out to be exactly the truck I needed for my business. Sometimes the perfect vehicle isn't the one you've dreamed about. It's the one that fits your life. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.